And so alive. Hi, everybody. My name's Graham Matthews, and as you know, I run Empowered STEM. Empowered STEM is an A level course provider, and we provide A level courses in chemistry, biology, physics, and maths for those students that want to enroll in medical, dental, veterinary, financial, and engineering programs at the chosen university in the UK. So today, I wanted to come in and I wanted to talk to you parents about how you can use the December dip for real. All right. Hi, everybody. My name's Graham Matthews, and as you know, I run Empowered STEM. Empowered STEM is an A level course provider, and we provide A level courses in chemistry, biology, physics, and maths for those students that want to enroll in medical, dental, veterinary, financial, and engineering programs at the chosen university in the UK. So today, I wanted to come in and I wanted to talk to you about how you can use the December dip for real growth. Because parents, you know how it is. It's December. Your teen's taking A level science or A level maths, and the energy dips. The confidence wobbles because all of a sudden they're not getting easy A's and A stars in the homeworks and the lab reports and the tests. And the results begin to plateau, don't they? It's kind of like the honeymoon period is over. And sometimes, well, the grade just begins to slide by the end of December, doesn't it? And parents, you sometimes wonder, you're sitting there, you're worrying, you're thinking, is my teen burning out? Have they lost motivation? Is this a sign that something is wrong? Do I need to intervene? Do I need to do something? Well, the truth is this: the December dip, it's normal. All students go through it. The real question is, how is it used to their advantage? This is the core problem, is that the December dip is misread as failure. And so your teen is thinking, well, I'm falling behind. The workload is just stacking up. I've got so much homework to do, so many lab reports to do. I've got to keep up with the reading. I have to keep up with what the teacher's doing in school. They got this test in chemistry, and then biology, and then physics, and then maths. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I don't want to be a doctor, a dentist, or a veterinarian. But you know what? Everybody else just seems to be coping better than me, don't they? I mean, my friends that just seem to have the A and the A star, and they just easily get all the work done, and they show up to sixth form college every day. They're always happy, and everything is going fantastic. Maybe it's just me. And parents, what you do is that you see your teen going through this, and so you think, well, what I need to do is I need to push harder. My teen needs to work hard. They need to study more. They need to revise more. Or you give them a reassurance. Well, it's going to be all right, son. It's going to be all right, daughter. But it's a reassurance without direction. So it kind of falls flat. The issue is that both the teen viewpoint and the parent viewpoint, they miss the opportunity because December, it isn't a verdict. Year 12 has just effectively started. Year 13 has just effectively started. It isn't a verdict. It's a diagnostic window. So, why does this December dip happen in the first place? Well, three reasons. Number one is the cognitive load that your teen is undergoing accumulates because they're used to either being in GCSE when they were spoon fed the information, told what to do, or year 12 was a lot easier than year 13. And so in December, whether they're in year 12 or year 13, they're learning new content. All of a sudden, they're applying exam techniques. They're managing multiple deadlines. And they're navigating emotional and social pressure. The second reason is that early routines start to show cracks. You see, parents, weak habits, they don't fail loudly. They quietly erode consistency. And so December draws the curtain back on inefficient revision, poor feedback loops, lack of structure. The third reason is that confidence lags behind effort. Your teen is working hard. They're putting in the time, effort, and attention, but they're seeing fewer gains. And this is going to undermine their belief unless it's reframed into something a bit more positive. Now, what the December dip actually reveals is this. It highlights the performance in 4 key areas. Number 1, what foundations are secure? Some topics they may get. Some topics they don't understand. What we've got to make sure is that the topics they don't understand aren't holding things up. And so you probably understand, parents, that in A-level maths and A-level science, it is sequential. You need to learn the first topic, which then daisy chains into the second topic, which then daisy chains into the third topic. And if you don't understand the second topic, for example, you're going to run into issues because you can't get the third topic because you don't understand the second topic. Number 2 is how your teen handles pressure. Yes, they need to be able to handle pressure, parents. But fatigue exposes stress responses. What do they do when they're stressed, when they're tired? Do they go into a state of avoidance? Oh, I'm not going to study A-level biology tonight. What I'll do is I'll study A-level chemistry. Oh, this needs to be done for A-level maths. I'll do A-level biology later in the week. Or are they overworking? They're getting up early. They're staying at the desk late at night, on a Friday night, on the weekend, same exact thing. Or are they undergoing this emotional shutdown? They're just beginning to withdraw. I can't handle it. They're even quieter than they are normally. But how your teen handles pressure, it's about skills. It isn't about character. Your teen can learn the skills that they need to be able to handle the pressure. There's nothing at all to do with their identity. Number 3, it shows quite clearly whether revision methods are working. Because this is something that teens need to understand, parents. More time does not equal better results. Because you can put more time in using the wrong study skills, the wrong revision strategies, and you're still not going to get a better result. There's an old saying, you can run to the east as fast as you want, but you'll never see a sunset. And so December is a showcase of, is your teen's effort being converted into marks? This is what you need to think about. And the fourth one is this. It highlights the strength of your teen's systems. Do they have strong study skills? Are they organized? Do they have strong revision strategies, strong exam technique, a strong mindset towards A-level maths and A-level science? Because strong systems bend under pressure, weak systems break. And this is what December is showing your teen. Now, at Empowered STEM, obviously we run A-level courses in A-level maths and A-level science. And so we've seen this one numerous times. And how we handle it is that we just use the STEM path method, which is our 4-path method, our 4-step method that we use to help teens earn the grade that they should be getting at A-level maths and A-level science, the grade that you and I, parents, know that they're fully capable of. The first step then is precision diagnosis. And it's this: December gives us clean data. So we can look at the mock book grade, we can look at the mock exams grade, their tests, the homework, the lab reports, everything. And we can see, are there repeated errors that keep cropping up on every test? Or is it a time management issue? They're not using the time during the week effectively. Maybe they're running out of time on the tests. Or is it that familiar topics that they know are beginning to slip because they're not revising effectively? What we find is that after we sit down with your teen, it's this, is that the worry that they have, and the parents have along with them, it turns into clarity, because now all of a sudden they know what the error is that they're making, and they know how to fix it. The second step is conceptual clarity. What they need to do is they need to make sure that they're attacking the high yield questions. Now, high yield question is this, parents. It is a concept that keeps reappearing on every exam. And so if they're doing exams at school, or they're doing past paper questions, and they notice that this concept keeps on reappearing every time, this is something that they need to revisit to make sure that they got this concept clear in their heads. Also, what they need to do is that they need to reinforce their foundations before they collapse. Meaning, if they're not very strong in a certain topic, like the beginning topic of year 13, the beginning topic of year 12, or they didn't get a topic in year 12 that they need in year 13, now is the time to reinforce a foundation of the current year and the previous year to make sure that the foundation is as solid as possible. When they do this, what we notice is that confidence begins to return at this point in your teen. The third step is strategic revision. Now, at Empowered STEM, we have this saying, you don't work hard, you work smart. So you don't need to revise everything. You don't need to revise something which you know, and you keep on getting 100% all the time on the past paper questions and test at school. You've got this concept down. And so what we practice and what we teach in our courses is targeted practice. Let's go target the weak areas of your teen in A-level chemistry, for example. And also reduce down the amount of study time. Now, I know parents go, whew. Well, it's like this, parents. Neuroscience shows that shorter blocks of study time are more effective than longer blocks of study time. So let's get a shorter block of study time for your teen where the time is more effectively used in that 60-minute or 90-minute block, for example. Also, listen to the feedback that's coming from your teen's teacher. You know, every time you get a homework, every time they get a lab report, every time they get an exam, then they get feedback. And the important thing is that they take the feedback and they onboard it and they change their approach. And so, for example, if the teacher is saying your teen is always losing marks for not putting down units or significant figures, well, then now would be the time to fix it. Onboard the feedback from the teacher. Because smaller corrections now prevent larger problems later, as in at the end of the year exam for year 12 or the end of the course exam for year 13. Let's not wait until then to fix problems, parents. And the fourth step is medical mindset. Now, this is a big one for us at Empowered STEM. But what we need to do is we need to reframe the December dip that your teen is going through. They need to understand that this is not decline, it's feedback. Because teens stay neutral here. They just accept the data as feedback. There's no emotion involved at all. they accelerate faster in their grade than those teens that panic in December based on the feedback. So, parents, what exactly can you do? 4 things. Number 1 is that you can normalize the dip. Now, of course, your teen's going to be upset. Of course, they're going to be emotional. They're used to getting easy top grades at GCSE, and all of a sudden in year 12 or year 13, there's this grade dump at the end of December. They've just like slumped all the way down. Normalize the dip. Don't trivialize it, but normalize it. Tell them, yes, this happens to all of the strong students at some time in their academic career. Let's remove the shame that they're feeling before we start solving the problems. Number 2 is shift the question. No, I'm big with questions, I really am. And so do not ask, why are your grades dropping? Because as we know, this is a belief stem. They now have to defend it. Let's change it to a behavior question. A behavior stem starts with what, for example. So what is this telling you that we need to adjust in your approach to A-level maths or A-level science? Notice it's the behavior that they can talk about, they can adjust, which is not connected directly to their identity as compared to a belief question. Number 3, reduce, don't increase. Like I mentioned, shorten study blocks. Do not let them go down the path of they have to be studying all day Saturday and all day Sunday and every night, and there isn't a time for them to do anything else. There is no school-life balance. Let's not do that one, parents. Shorten the study blocks, because what we need to do is 2 things. Number 1 is increase the precision of what we're doing inside those study blocks, number 1. And number 2, we need to protect the energy, the mental and the physical energy, so it's not burnt out. Because December rewards those students that work smarter, not harder. And number 4, focus on the trajectory. A-levels are a 2-year course. Tell them one assessment does not define the entire academic year. You know what? You know what does? What we change now defines the academic year. The change that you make based on this evidence in December is going to affect the rest of the academic year. So parents, as always, I have a story about this one. I love stories. You probably heard me talk about Harry. Well, when Harry came to us, in a nutshell, Harry had taken A-level chemistry at his school. His teacher was ill for the entire 2 years. He was taught by a science technician, sent to the library with a worksheet, had to go figure it out on his own. So he had a D in A-level chemistry. His mother, Anne, found us on the internet, had a lovely conversation with them, and they enrolled in one of our chemistry courses. And so when Harry joined us, I think it's fair to say that he was in a low point in his academic career, and he was in a dip. He had a D in A-level chemistry. So what we did is that we diagnosed his A-level chemistry, as in, well, this is what you know, this is what you don't know. Right? So we looked at the core content, his exam technique, his mindset, and we came up with targeted changes. Now, how we do targeted changes at Empowered STEM is that we do 3 changes at a time, known as the 3 fix-its. And he sat in our course and he put in the time, effort, and attention. And all of a sudden, his understanding in A-level chemistry began to increase. Now, because his understanding increased, he had evidence. He was scoring a lot better on the tests in the course. His belief was restored in his ability, which then means that he believed he could actually do A-level chemistry. And he walked out with an A. When he resat A-level chemistry, he walked out with an A. a D to an A in 16 weeks because he started to believe in himself again, because the evidence was showing that he could actually do A-level chemistry. So parents, let me give you some reassurance here. Number one is that the December dip is not a warning sign. It's not the end of your teen's academic career if the grade is slumping. You know what it is? It's a growth signal. So what your teen needs to do is your teen needs to learn how to use the feedback from the teacher, how to use this growth signal in the month of December. And when they do, they will enter January calmer, clearer, and far better prepared than those students that didn't. Now, parents, if you're watching this live stream on Facebook or you're watching this live stream on YouTube, and you agree with what I'm saying to you resonates with you because we do these live streams a couple of times a week. If you're on Facebook, I need you to take action and I need you to follow the Facebook business page, and then you'll be notified of upcoming live streams. If you're on the YouTube live stream, again, go to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and not only will you be notified of upcoming live streams, but you'll also be able to watch all the other live streams on the channel that we've done to help your teen excel in A-level maths and A-level science. Now, if you're interested in what we do at Empowered STEM and you want to learn more about our courses, again, real easy. In the description below the video on Facebook, in the description below the video on YouTube, there's a link that you can click. If you click that link, you can fill out a simple form, and a member of my team will reach out to you and have a non-sales, non-committal conversation. And at the end of the conversation, you'll have all of your questions answered. And so you'll feel well informed and well taken care of. And then we can explain to you on the call how our courses work. And you can decide whether our course is a good fit for your teen. And if your teen is a good fit for our course, it goes both ways. And then you can make an informed decision about what you want to do next. Everybody take care, and I'll see you on the next.